Hello and welcome to another double sleeve review, where today we're looking at the Gamegenic Deck Box 100 Plus. Is this a fantastic entry-level deck box, or should you spend a little bit more money for something a little bit better? Stay tuned to find out. If you enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out and we really appreciate it. Now on to the review. When reviewing deck boxes, we like to break things down into 5 categories: build quality and toughness, capacity, security, accessories, and price. Starting with build quality and toughness, it doesn't take long to realise that this deck box is made with similar materials to other deck boxes of a similar variety, like the Ultimate Guard deck case or the Ultra Pro Eclipse Pro box. Very flimsy, very bendable plastic, a single sheet that's kind of folded and then heat welded together. It forms one single box with the lid attached, and the only main differences in this box compared to the others is this thing called Cobra Neck technology that Gamegenic have invented, which is literally just a series of sequential lines, one above the other, where the hinge is, in order to enable the lid to bend further back and give you better access to the deck box. In theory, it's fantastic and a great idea. However, the main benefit of having this single hinge that the other two brands have is that it snaps back in place, giving you a little bit more security. We'll come on to security though in a minute. So yeah, not particularly strong. You do get a flex divider, which is something that Gamegenic have, which has again a piece of card with some grooves in it, which is okay, but fundamentally it's a very flimsy plastic box, and therefore all we can do for build quality and toughness is give it a 3 out of 10. Next we move on to capacity, and it's a bit of a strange one. A lot of the cheaper deck boxes have quite large practical internal storage spaces. However, with the Gamegenic Deck Holder, it is surprisingly tall, unnecessarily so, and annoyingly shallow. Therefore, not all combinations of inner and outer sleeve fit 100 double sleeve cards inside. Luckily, 100 Gamegenic inner and Gamegenic outer sleeves do fit, but if you want the flexibility to use any inner and outer, or you already have a load of inner and outer sleeves, especially Dragon Shield, which tend to be the thickest inner and outer sleeves going, then unfortunately you're going to struggle to fit them inside. Very puzzling, as an extra centimetre or so in depth would have meant this deck box would stack up just as well as some of the others. A bit of a shame. Next we move on to security, and the method of securing this deck box is very simple. It is a self-locking lid that is already attached, as I mentioned before, via this Cobra Neck hinge, and we test that by putting 100 double sleeve cards inside the deck box, turning it upside down and shaking it with an increasing intensity until it eventually opens, spilling its contents everywhere. With these simple deck boxes, we often find it doesn't take a lot to empty its contents everywhere. However, as we have found with the others that we have tested, with the deck holder, when you turn it upside down, it is able to hold its contents inside, which is at least something. However, it does not take much, literally just a little jolt, and it will free the lid and all the contents will come straight out. Not a great showing, certainly not very secure at all, but better than if it didn't have a lid. Oh dear. Next we move on to accessories, and it won't take me long to say there is no accessory compartment in this deck box. With the divider there, you could put in a 60 card deck and throw some dice in there, I'm sure, or if you don't want to double sleeve cards, there's a way of manipulating the space, but no, it doesn't have an accessories compartment. And lastly, we look at price. We do actually sell the Gamegenic Deck Holder on our website for £2.99 at the time of recording, but we don't ship outside the UK, so make sure that you do your own research on price, and you may find it for a bargain somewhere, or they may be a little bit more expensive where you are. Either way, if it's worth the money, that's entirely up to you. You can spend more on better deck boxes. It's worth noting that the Flex Divider is also sold separately in packs of 10 for about £2, so there is some value in one of those involved in this deck box, but yeah, it's completely up to you. It racks up roughly the same kind of price as its competitors, and you know, they are in pretty nice colours and they're a pretty good little box, so I'll leave that one up to you. So, my final thoughts on this deck box. Well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Gamegenic haven't tried to reinvent the wheel. They've done this strange Cobra Neck design on the back. You can take it or leave it really. Does it add a huge amount to the deck box? I don't necessarily think so. Unfortunately, for some people, the space inside will be a deciding factor. If you sleeve with really thick sleeves, like Dragon Shield inners and possibly even Dragon Shield outers, then you're going to need to make sure you're happy with the fact that they're either going to be incredibly tight or, in our experience, unable to fit. But for anyone who is really bought into the Gamegenic brand, this deck box fits neatly into like the Dungeon 1100 Plus and some of their other larger storage systems. So it all works quite nicely together, and the Gamegenic sleeves obviously will fit 100 double sleeve cards inside, so there are some pluses for sure. If you like their colour range as well, then naturally this is going to be what you want. If you're a little bit, you know, you like all your accessories to match. It's not a bad box at all. Is it going to be the best of this cheap range, entry-level range of deck boxes? That's going to be up to you to decide. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Have you got one? Do you enjoy it? Do you like it? Do you think it's better than some of the competitors that we've mentioned? Is there another box or sleeves or something else we need to be reviewing? We have got more lined up for every other week, and we are nearing our 1,000 subscribers, where we're hurrying to finish our double sleeving ultimate guide, where you can see what we think the best sleeves on the market are for various different reasons. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.